Bradford City
Hello, I'm Gareth
reaction
Walker,
post
and I'm
Bolton
here
and
for the West
Plymouth.
Yorkshire Football Show with a little bit of an update video regarding Bradford City. I want to include and talk about both the Bolton performance in the Virtue Motors Trophy and obviously yesterday's performance against Plymouth in the league. Sort of combine the two matches together and just give my thoughts on it, really. I thought the Bolton performance in the Virtue Motors Trophy was really disappointing. I thought that the changes that were made didn't work. I thought we were outplayed by a side that made a lot more changes than us. I think we made 5 and they made 9, yet they really outplayed us. Their strength in depth looked a lot better than ours. The lad who scored the first 2 goals was a real threat all afternoon, and after it went 3-0 and we made even more subs in the second half, it became quite worrying how stretched we were. And now we got torn apart, really. So that was a little bit of a worry. It reminded me a bit of the Doncaster game in the Virtue Motors Trophy, and even a little bit of the Exeter game where they managed to pop it off and play it round us a lot in midfield, and we were chasing shadows to a certain extent. So that was a bit concerning. Obviously, it's not the end of the world being out of the Virtue Motors. I think the club take it more seriously than the fans, but to lose 3-0 at a fellow League One side isn't great. I think the squad selection for that was a little bit odd too. Brad Halliday not being on the bench and no Patterson. I think that was strange considering that Lapsley was at right back and Byrne keeps getting picked on the right centre half. And obviously Cook was only on the bench too. So there was some strange selections there. Metcalf, I think, played on the right of the front three again, which didn't work in the league game at Bolton. So I don't know why we tried it again. So it was disappointing, that game, really, and raised more questions than answers, really. I think we needed to move on from it quickly, and we really did that yesterday against Plymouth at home, away in the league. Obviously, a mammoth journey, a silly kick-off time for fans travelling so far. I didn't think we were great. I didn't think we were fantastic. We didn't play at our best, but I thought we were very resolute defensively. I think Joe Wright's been really good lately. I was a little bit disappointed to see him move to the right of the back three yesterday. I'd rather him be in the middle and Aidan Baldwin on the right, but we were really solid defensively, and I think that's what got us the win. And obviously, I think Plymouth played reasonably well. They were better than I thought they'd be. They did change shape yesterday, considering that their star striker, Laurent Tillage, wasn't playing, was unavailable, suspended. And that might have caught us by surprise a little bit. They probably had a little bit more of the play, but we defended really, really well, saw the game out and took our chance when it came. Obviously, it's a brilliant bit of play from Humphreys. Got to point out, it was him cutting in from the left that got the penalty, and Sarcevic just stuck it away. That debate's going to rage on about Humphreys and whether he should be on the left or down the middle. Jimmy Rayner asked Graham Alexander again afterwards. Alexander's adamant that he should be playing down the middle because he says basically he hasn't got the legs to be playing out wide for 90 minutes. Can't get up and down and run the distances. So that's why he sees him playing down the middle, or part of the reason. Cookie was ill yesterday, so wasn't on the bench. Bobby Poynton was suspended. There was still no Patterson. That's 2 squads now he's missed out on after being taken off at half-time in the Exeter game. So it raises again a few questions about players and what might happen in January. But yeah, I was impressed with our defensive stability yesterday and resoluteness. Like I said, Plymouth were better than I thought they'd be. I think the change in shape probably helped them and surprised us, and we took the chance when it came. So the fact that we've got back-to-back wins in the league is really, really good, and it helps us put that Virtue Motors Trophy performance against Bolton behind us. Just a little bit concerned about how we're playing in general at the moment. I don't think we're playing particularly well. We're certainly not playing or hitting the heights that we were at the start of the season. We're getting, like I said, outplayed in big spells of games, really. I think that we're getting results based on how strong we are defensively, which is kind of the opposite of what we were at the start of the season when we were shipping goals and scoring goals. I just wondered what people thought on that. Are the performances a worry, or is it okay given that we've now got back-to-back wins in the league? And when did we last play well? I was thinking Bolton away in the league, maybe second half we played well, but before that, you might be going back to the Barnsley game when we drew 2-2. The lad scored the screamer from his own half for Barnsley. I thought we played well in that game. Yeah, is it a worry, or is it okay because we're now back to winning ways in the league and got back-to-back wins? There's obviously questions on Patterson not being in the squad as well over the last couple of games. Do we think that's selection? Do we think he's injured? He obviously does pick up a lot of injuries, and what does that mean for January? Callum Kavanagh's another one that hasn't made the squad recently. Are they injured? Or are they just out of favour? Do they look likely to leave in January? And obviously, you can bring Andy Cook into that. I'd be gutted to see Andy Cook go. Still think he's the best finisher we've got at the club. and he should be kept on for as long as possible. But he's not getting games in the he's not getting starts in the Virtue Motors. He was ill yesterday, so obviously didn't play. But he came on as a sub in the Virtue Motors against Bolton and didn't really do much. Looks to be out of favour at the moment. Is he back to full fitness? What's going on there? So yeah, Patterson, Kavanagh, Cook. Are we going to see them leave in January? I think they're still going to be around. I'm particularly not sure on any of those, to be honest, the way that the squad selections are going at the moment. So yeah, hit me up on your thoughts on those two things, on your player departures and what you think regarding Patterson, Kavanagh and Cook. And also when you think we last played well and whether it's a worry or not. You know, do the performances warrant the victories that we've got? Are we a little bit concerned about that we're not playing well, or do you think the form will come, the standard of play will improve and come to match the results rather than the results dropping off to match the performances? Yeah, let me know what you think on those things, guys. And also, I just wanted to say it was really good to see Curtis Tilt back on the bench yesterday. I think that's a big positive for us. I think we've missed him since he's been out. I think it allows Tory to go back to left wing back, although Tory has been really good at left centre half lately, and Tyreek Wright's been really good at left wing back. Obviously, Tyreek Wright was pushed further forward yesterday in to cover for Bobby Poynton, who was out, and Tory went back to left wing back with Kelly coming in at left centre half. Having Tilt there is another string to our bow defensively. Him and Baldwin being back probably does help us out and make us more resolute defensively. But yeah, hit me up with your thoughts, guys. What's happening in January? What's happening with Cook, Patterson, Kavanagh? And is the where we're playing a bit of a worry, or are the performances going to reach the standards of the results and we're going to move on quickly and keep winning games? Let me know what you think, guys. Onwards and upwards with the West Yorkshire Football Show.